welcome to my channel. In the past video introduction, spoke about the various trends and why we should learn programming and why should we learn the technology like Python in general. Okay? In this video, I'll speak about some of the programming concept in general. Okay, let me go to the presentation. Programming concepts in general. See, programming means what we think or non-technical people will think like we used to code something, the computer will produce some results, right? Programming is not only that thing. Programming is more about problem solving. Okay. So problem means there are a lot of problems in daily life. Okay. Every problem can be solved with some programming knowledge. Okay. We understand the programming concept better. We can solve any problem with applying some logics. Okay. Let me start this presentation by a quote by Alan Turing. Programming is a skill best acquired by practice and example rather than from books. Saying that programming is a skill, we can able to get the skill by practice and examples. We, if we want to cook something, we have to practice the cooking. By just reading the recipes, we cannot uh, able to cook something in the first place. Okay, so the programming has three main parts. The first one is a logic, second one is syntax, third one is language. Okay, let's see one by one. So what is the logic? Logic means for a given problem, we have to derive some set of rules or a set of instructions. We say, okay, to solve that problem. Okay, those rules or instructions are called algorithms. Okay, algorithms are required to solve any problem. You can define algorithm for any problem or anything that happens in the world. We can able to define that thing into an algorithm. Okay, so the designing an algorithm is the first part. So the next one is a syntax. Okay, syntax is just a structure of the language that the computer can only understand. Okay, we use a language like English or Tamil with some syntax. Okay, that is your grammar. Okay, so the computer only understands these syntax predefined by the program engineers like C developers or Java developers. Okay, Java developers, I mean the language developers. So the syntax is the second thing. Third one is the language. Which language is, you can use any language to communicate with a computer, right? Usually humans we interact with a language for express our thoughts, right? The same thing applied here with a computer. Okay, this is called a human computer interaction, like that thing. That's a broader topic. We'll see that later. So the language is to communicate with the computer or any devices. Okay, this programming can not only done for the computers only. Nowadays the programming can be done with various devices like smartphones, smartwatches, and HR headsets. I mean VR headset, AR headsets. Everywhere there is a everywhere there is electronics, there will be some small part of programming everywhere. Okay, the next is problem solving. How we will solve a problem? The first step is to understand the problem. If you understand the problem, then you can able to solve the problem. So the first step is understanding the problem. The second step is understanding constraints. Constraints means the conditions. Every problem doesn't have a condition like that. Some problems need some constraints. We say, for example, say the take a basic example of elevator. Okay, in elevator there is a various buttons like first floor, second floor, third floor. Okay, so each button has a constraint, right? The condition. If the first floor is button is clicked, then the lift should move to the first floor. Like there is a constraint. Those constraints need to be understand for every problem. If you understand the problem, if you understand the constraint, then you can write an algorithm to solve the problem. Okay, this is about the problem solving. The next thing is compilers. Okay, the compilers are the simple, not simple. It's a system software which is built in with the computer. Okay, it will convert the high level language to the machine codes. Machine code in sense of zeros and ones. So it takes the input as a source code, and the result will be of a machine code like binary. Okay, the next one is a interpreter. So Python is an interpreter. Okay, it gets the source code as an input. It will pass to the compiler. The compiler will convert the source code into a bytecode. So the bytecode will be paired with the bytecode will be sent to the Python virtual machine. In that virtual machine, the inputs and library modules will be uh, inserted as an input. From the thing, the code will be got executed and the result will be presented to the user. Okay, this is the two things: compiler, interpreter. Okay, so next is IDEs. Every programming language has an IDE. Okay, the famous one is Java uses Eclipse. Okay, so the Python has a lot of IDEs. For example, Atom. Atom is one of the IDEs or a text editor which has many features. So we can able to add more packages like highlights, auto completion. Many packages can be added to this text editor or an IDE. The next one is Anaconda. Anaconda is famous for data science. Has pre-built packages like Spider, Orange, and Jupyter Notebooks. Many packages pre-built with. So the Anaconda can be useful for advanced users or even anyone can learn and use those IDEs. The third one is PyDev. If you are good at Eclipse, then you can easily use a PyDev, which is a similar thing. Okay. The next one is VS Code. VS Code is a Visual Studio Code. Comes from a Microsoft. We can able to use this also as an IDE or a text editor for Python. Every IDE is as an add-ons for Python. We can able to use it. The next one is PyCharm. It's similar to Anaconda or any other IDEs. The next one is Sublime Text. We have a Sublime Text 4 as a latest edition, I think. It's similar to a Notepad. We can able to change the coding themes, okay, languages. Based on the language, the theme will be get changed. Okay, the next one is a Jupyter Notebooks. This is the my favorite one because Jupyter Notebooks doesn't need to. In every other IDEs, we have to save the file, right, before executing. In Jupyter Notebooks, we can able to run the code and see the results. Once we are convinced with the results, we can able to save the whole notebook. Okay, so Jupyter Notebooks are better for beginners. The next one is Spider. Spider, which is comes under the Anaconda. So which is the same thing. We can able to. Spider will be look like an RStudio basically. as a text editor, and the variables, and the console, everything will be similar to the R Studio if you are familiar with the R language. If these are the important links, we can able to learn Python means we can able to use these links. For example, let me show one link. Opening. This is on visualizer. For example, here we can able to understand what is going inside the program. Okay, let me assigning some variables. As I'm assigning, here the variables are stored in the current appropriate positions. Okay, for example, I'm doing an addition operation. So the C value is stored 50. How? A plus B. Similar thing. I use a print command or a, let me use print command. This is the output. Instead I use a type command. Okay. Command needs a printing statement. So showing the class int. You can able to understand the what is the logic running behind this code. Okay. Uh, Let me show it another language. In range of 10 means we can mean I will show more codes in the later sections. So let's simple printing. Okay, we'll print 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 9. This is a simple thing. For beginners, you can able to use this visualizer for learning purposes. We go to this. So that's it for today. The later section, I will speak more about variables, data structures, data types, and other things. Thank you.